Ooh, it says I'm live. Okay. Okay. I was meant to start at 3, but I wanted to start early because StreamYard just updated a bunch of stuff, and every time they do, everything's weird for a bit. So give it 10 minutes to give. While I'm still dicking around and getting myself ready, we can give it 10 minutes to make sure nothing's going to crash and burn on technology side. Don't need that one. I don't need that one. I need that one. And I'm going to be back and forth. Those are all already 10 inches. Those can go there. Those can go there out of the way. I have one piece of batting. I gotta go cut some batting, and I have to go cut at least 3 or 4 more of these. And then we'll go from there. I know nobody's here yet. I'm just talking for the benefit of anybody who comes wandering in. It's like, oh, I want to watch this from the start. It's like, okay, well, now you know what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to be cutting some stuff. I've got my little baby iron, so unless something's a really big mess, I shouldn't even have to get up or down, which is good. My leg is bugging me today, so it'd be nice if I don't have to get up and down too much. Anyway, as always, if everything looks fine or if something looks funny or sounds funny, let me know so I can make sure I fix it. I'll be over there for a minute. If I can find there's my rulers. If I can find my rotary cutter. Where the heck did I put that? There we go. Hi, buddy boo. What you doing? Bruno is, as always, around. He's the helper. Yes. Wait, this is supposed to be, yeah, that's 50. Okay. There. Okay, 3 times 4, 12. I gotta do math. I don't like it. Okay, that should be enough to get me through the next little bit. That can go there. Go down the corner there. There we go. Is that just my messaging? It's not a human yet. Okay. There it is. Normally I would have set everything up, did this, and then got started, but my StreamYard updated itself, and that always causes a mess. See, this I cut from this side of the table. Three, 6. 4, 6 to do it. There we go. Now I can sit my ass down. Anyway. What you doing, Bruno? Why are you digging? You're not usually a digger. Okay. So. These are going to get cut down to 10 inches by 10 inches. And I'm just going to do them as I go because I am very everything all over the place to begin with. So if I cut them now, it'll just add to a bigger mess later. These go here. I've got my backing pieces already cut. This is all quilt as you go. So right now, as a reminder for anybody who might wander in later or who gives a crap, because God knows this is not a project where giving a crap is beneficial. Oh, I know what I can do. I am just adding gray around. I'm adding gray so that I can trim back. This is all scrap, so I don't mind that there's going to be waste. But I'm adding a border all the way around so I can trim this back to 10 inches by 10 inches. Once they're 10 inches by 10 inches, I'm going to make a square. Then I'm instead of quilting, instead of binding everything together as I go, I'm going to be zigzagging it together when it's all done. Anyway, I need a thing of water. And I need a drink. Be right back. I need to blow my nose already, too. Okay, that works. Hi, Bruno. What you doing over there, Bubby? Hi, baby. How you doing? Bruno's being my helper today. Hi, monkey. Okay. This is just one of those mini irons, and yes, these mini irons usually have a little steam thing. They carry like a tablespoon of water, if that. So I just this is the kind of sprayer. This is the kind of sprayer that they use at a hair salon where it's a nice even mist. So I just use that and then iron it. Anyway. Okay, I got a few that I cut smaller. So I'm gonna do those top and bottom. Then I'm gonna add the wider one side to side because this is already 8.5 inches by a little over 7. So we've got to get it to a minimum of 10 so that I can finish the block. I'm just cutting that. So I start with a flat piece. We're just going to go over there. I really, really am liking, the more I just have to reach over and do a single tap to get the camera set up, the more I like it. Okay. And if I really need it, I can't wait till I'm putting together bigger pieces. I took my glove off because I wanted to blow my nose. And I forgot to put it back on. Come on. Over here. There we go. That weird sound was just my machine trying to eat the corner as I got started. Anyway, I'm not expecting miracles. If you wander in and you're the only one here, don't be surprised. I didn't schedule this. Like I said, I was going to schedule it and do all the things, but then whenever StreamYard does a big update, which they didn't do anything that I'm noticing, but whenever they do a big update, they kick me out, and it's actually Lisa's account that I'm using. So getting signed back in is a matter of getting a hold of Lisa. And it's like, hey, what is that 6-digit number? What's that 6-digit security number they're looking for? So anyway. I kind of wish for the purposes of showing other people different ideas on how to do it, on how to do Quilt as you go, that I just had like a magic stack of like hundreds of these ready to go. And I could just come on camera, put them all together. Today I'm going to put them together this way. Today I'm going to put them together this way. There we go. And I'm just gonna leave the camera on. If I get a little quiet, that's fine. Because if nobody shows up, I don't feel the need to. Well, maybe I do. I'm still talking, but anybody shows up, wants to hang around, chat, any topic, anytime. I don't care. I really don't. It's funny. We talk about so much stuff today. We were talking about the moon landing conspiracy theory. I never know exactly. Well, I don't know. I never know exactly what I believe, but there's this thing called the logic test, and I definitely believe. Well, I invented the logic test. Actually, I've heard the concept before, and I really enjoy exploring that kind of stuff with that in mind. So we were talking about the rocket orbiting the Earth, orbiting the moon. What that could mean, whether we're going for bases on the moon or whether we're finally getting to the moon for the first time, blah blah. I love conspiracy theories, even the ones that I know are dead ass wrong. I think it's just I love exploring how people might think about stuff like that. And again, this is a do as I say, not as I do, because I have the luxury of having entire bolts of fabric that I can do whatever I want with them because they're left over from other projects, from my shop, from stuff like that. So I am just Quilt as you go is super easy. You just decide what size. I'm just getting some of these colors out because I'm trying to. Where am I going to put you? I don't have a bin handy. I have a scrap. I have like 400 scrap piles. You're going to have to go sit right there. I've got space right there. But no, I have the luxury of a lot of extra fabric from various things that I've done over the years, blah, 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 blah. Things that I used to use it for that I'm not using it for anymore. So, not that I think it's okay to go ahead and just waste fabric like it's nothing, but this is actually called shimmer, I think it is. Of course, I've been chopping it up, so now I can't see the selvage anymore. This looks like it's metallic, but it's the goldy bits look metallic, but they're not. They're just a really good contrast with the fabric. So I love metallic fabric, but I don't I love metallic fabric for the look of it, but I don't necessarily like the feel of it. So this was a nice find. Anyway. Well, that is too hot. I'm going to go back to there a little bit. These little mini irons are awesome, but you have the little, okay, these little mini irons, I would recommend everybody get one. If you're going to sew, and you, okay, get one if you're fairly confident that you're going to be working in a tight space, or that you're going to have like I can go over there and use my big iron, but I don't want to get up today, right? Those are awesome, but test them. Get some lighter colored fabric, because lighter color will show the scorch marks, and find out these are not necessarily calibrated very well. So if you're going to get one of these, get a really light piece of fabric and test it so that you get the best combination. Because I had this up to max and it's like, oh shit, that's too hot, right? So you do that. Get calibrate. They do not come calibrated. Calibrate it yourself. Calibrating it yourself really is by your own intuition and whatnot, because high on this might be high enough to scorch instantaneously, and high on another one might be just the perfect temperature, might actually be a little bit cool for what you want. You never know. But these are great. These are awesome little things, but they are much less precise than a schmancy iron. So keep that in mind when you're using them. Okay. I do not want to be pulling this up and down. I'm just going to do a bunch. I'm just going to get a few of these done. Then I'm going to get a few of these done. Then I'm going to okay, that's almost 8 inches. That's a little tiny bit less. So I'll just start with the 3-inch pieces. I just cut these to 3 inch so I don't have to think about it. And again, I have the luxury that this is actually from my scrap stash, a 2-yard piece of fabric. So I've also got some pieces that, where are they? Let me see. These are the ones I've already done. So this has got the gray around it. That's got the gray around it. Now these I also I'm kind of doing these in order. I sectioned them all up. Now this one here is the exact same bear as what's on the machine right now. I just did it in big orange, but this actually is 10 inches, so I'm not gonna border it. This one as well comes out at almost exactly. See, this and this are the exact same bear. They just have different borders, and they're going to mix and match with everything else. Yeah, so I've got a bunch that's finished out at 10 by 10. I'm just going to leave them. I'll square them off. I'll square them off before I'm done with them. And then these are my 4 corners. These are going to be my 4 corners. I've got 4 pieces of this cut. So I just have to keep going until I have these done. It's not going to be as bad as it sounds. Actually, I can pull this back out if I'm gonna border them all first. See, there's the fox. He's all done. That's my center one. That's the one that's gonna. I only have one of these, so that guy's gonna be in the center. And I've done everything, but I have not done any quilting in the centers yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. And the way I'm doing this quilt, I can there's a couple of things I can do to do it later. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Oh, Bruno's like totally passed out over here. Mini Bruno update. He has been every morning coming into the bedroom, my bedroom, because Lisa and I sleep separately. He's been coming into my bedroom every morning, scritching at the bed because he wants up, because he doesn't want to be by himself. But before Shayla passed, it was really simple. He would come in, he would whatever, and then he'd just go lay down in whatever room she happened to be in. Well, now that he doesn't, turns out he's fine being by himself. Hey, Jenny. Turns out Bruno's fine being by himself. He just doesn't want to be alone. Yeah, I just decided to turn it on. I was gonna schedule the live, but StreamYard didn't update. And I had to get a hold of Lisa. To get the security number just to log in. Oh, you got caught up. Okay. Today is just about finishing these up, getting him to 10 by 10, so I can work some more on the finishing these to 10 by 10. Then I can finish them all into their little pieces, and then I can start zigzagging them together. We're going out this weekend. I got to get more. I have to get more thread, because if I'm going to zigzag this whole thing together, it's actually going to take a lot of thread. So we're going to be doing that. They're just like 10 minutes away. I'm not as close as I'd like to be, but yeah, I've just got these ones to bring them out to 10 by 10. And then I've got a bunch of batting already cut, ready to go. And then I just slap, put them on. It's actually not that bad. Just got to do it. Just got to sit down and do it. Of course, I get talking, and then I just forget to work. So there's that. But yeah, I'll give you the Bruno update though. I am using this. I'm using this orange right here because it is the closest match that I have, and it's a good match to the black. I mean, to the back. So this is what I'll be doing. I've got two full spools, and a part. The part one up there doesn't have hardly anything on it. I've got 2 full spools, so that's what I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to be using it to when you do this piece, you're sewing through the front and the back. So the front, let's see, where's my camera? Where's the freaking camera? It's over here somewhere. So yeah, you can see the thread. So the thread has to match. I could do a black. I could do whatever thread color that I want. But once I get these done and I'm ready to do the backing, I just haven't decided if I'm going to do other quilting. But there's a couple of things I can do even after it's done. So we shall see. But yeah, so Bruno update. Bruno is doing amazingly well. But Bruno does not like to be alone, it turns out. Like at all. He's never been he used to just simply not even be able to relax if he was like up on our laps or stuff like that, but now he can. So his new thing, ever since we lost Shayla, is to come into my bedroom 5 minutes after Lisa leaves for work. He's in my bedroom scratching at the side of the bed. Yeah, his vet visit was fine. We had his B12 check, everything that they could check. We don't know about the calcium yet, but we're checking calcium just to be on the safe side, because there's some research that says that diabetic dogs and tend to have calcium issues. We don't know for sure. So we're getting that done. We're still waiting for that one to come back, but everything else is fine. His numbers are good. As a matter of fact, they tested his B12. It's normal. It's like his B12 apparently is another common elderly / diabetic dog problem. Nope, he's fine. But yeah, the little shit. Okay, so on a normal day when we still had Shayla, Lisa gets up and goes to work in the morning, and Shayla and Bruno never did the cuddly thing. They never did the cuddle thing together, but they would always be in the same room, right? Well, now there's nobody to be in the same room with them. So he's over on the side of my bed. I'd like up now. 7 o'clock in the morning, but the bed is too high because he's got all the shakes and stuff now, right? So the bed is high enough that I'm concerned about him jumping back down. So that means that I try to ignore him. He scratches for 5 hours. He is basically, he's been not helping with my spike in insomnia. Anyway, so he gets in there, starts scratching away. I get up, I get him. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm his best buddy. He just loves me. I'm his human. But normally he would go lay down with Shayla until I got up. Well, there's no Shayla to lay down with, so now, but he doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be in a room by himself, is what we've discovered. Because being in a room with Shayla is not being by himself. Even though they never ever snuggled, like how a lot of dogs are in the same basket together, like sleeping on top of each other, right? Anyway. So he's like, I want up. I get him up. I get him into bed. 20 minutes later, I want down. Now I'm trying to go back to sleep, right? Because I'm still doing the insomnia thing. And he's making it worse. Little shit. I'm just whining at this point. So just bear with me. Anyway, so we made the decision because he wants up. It's not like I'm going to beat him or something, and he knows it. So if I don't let him up, he just gets upset. So then he adds, it starts whining, right? Oh, I am allergic to him. I am allergic to Bruno. I was not allergic to Shayla. I am, because she has a fur coat. I mean, a hair coat. I'm allergic to him because he has a fur coat. Yeah. Oh, you're being sarcastic. I'm sorry. You already know I'm allergic to him. Anyway. So we made the executive decision, and long story short, there's my bed frame behind the couch up against the wall. I'm now, yeah, exactly. So he's like, because he's upset, right? He's like, I can't get to you, but there's nobody else for me to sleep with. And like I said, for him, it's not like he needed to be. Anyway, so I get him up, and then I kind of have to stay half awake because when he wants to get down, I have to get him down. He just can't he's 13 years old and now has some mobility issues starting up. He just can't do the jump anymore. And if he tries, he could get really hurt. So we took out my bed frame. I'll trim those to 10 inch. I'll trim those all the way back to 10 inches when I have a bunch done, because I move shit around so much that I don't want fraying to become an issue. Anyway, so we took out my bed frame. My bed is now a mattress on the floor. My bed is now the mattress and everything. We just put it on the floor because then he can get in and out of bed by himself, and then I can actually sleep. I can ignore him without worrying about him getting hurt. So that's what I woke up to this morning. Just leaning against me, grinning at me. That was Bruno's morning. Yeah, I got a lot better sleep. Yeah, so this is his best life now. So he can get to me. Funny enough, we had to work with him. Oh yeah, I woke up to you know how they do the happy panting? I woke up to the happiest panting known to man. He's just like, oh my God, I'm so happy, so happy, so happy. It's like, you little shithead. I'm not really trying to get a super amazing iron out of this. These little irons are actually really awesome, but I'm not trying to get like a perfect iron out of them. I'm just trying to get things flattened out enough that if your fabric is flat enough, then you get away with using less pins, or in my case, no pins. Anyway, yeah, so we actually had to teach him that the bed is lower now. We put it together, got him in the first time. He's like looking like, what do I do? It's like, because he's been so used to not being able to get up by himself that he's just like, well, I don't understand. 3 o'clock in the morning, not last night, night before, 3 o'clock in the morning. First night we put it up, 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear, oh, it's like, dude, the bed is like 6 inches off the fucking floor now. Please. Pulled him into bed. rolled over, ignored him. He was fine. Got out of bed by himself eventually, I guess. I don't know. Oh my God, the things we do. Of course, I mean, pick the perfect time of year because this is also allergy season for me. So this is when my sinuses are already at their worst. Anyway, yeah, this is actually pretty easy. The only thing you have to be aware of with quilt as you go, and it's not a be aware of thing, but when you're planning your block, when you're planning your quilt as you go block, you have to remember that every single block is going to have that rolled around to the front and turning into a border. So if you have a block that really depends on your points being perfect at the corners and stuff like that, it could be a problem. I don't think it can be. I don't think it should be a problem. It's been a problem for me a couple of times, but that's also because I go way too fast. I don't slow down. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. Rustic. Everything is rustic. But if you are really concerned about getting things done perfectly, you can mark that. There's all kinds of ways to get this done as perfectly as possible. But if anybody in the future wanders by and might be thinking of doing a project like this, keep in mind that whatever you have for a border is going to be covered by up to ½ inch of fabric. But that's also the same. There's quilt as you go. There's quilt as you go techniques where you take your pieces. You take your pieces and you finish them. You take your pieces, you finish them. We'll assume these are finished. You put them together like this, right? But then there's what's called a sashing. So a piece of fabric that you add later, and I'm not sure how sashing works because I've never tried it, then goes up the middle. So I suppose it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing as other quilt as you go methods that you have to assume you have to assume. But the way I do the way I do my quilt is you go, this is almost ½ an inch. Because I find that it's the wider for me is better when I'm doing, wider is better for me because when I'm doing it the other way where I'm connecting them, I'm going to be zigzagging these, but usually I connect them all. And when I'm doing it that way, the extra ½ inch, it really makes a difference on how easily this all goes together. It's a huge fucking process if you only give yourself ½ inch. This quilt, okay. This quilt is going to be amazable because what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. These are going to be 10 inches by 10 inches. I'm going to be 5 by 5. So it's just 25 squares. That's going to be a 50 inch by 50 inch quilt, right? I'm going to check it. I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to check it. If I think it's too small, then I'm going to go all the way around with 10 inches and make it 70 by 70. I just haven't decided yet. Now, if I go all the way around, then what I'm going to do is add, I think I've got enough for it. So 25 of these, right? Or rather 25 of these all connected together properly, right? 25 by 25, but this is going to be the corner of each one. So it's going to be 25, this in this corner, this in this corner. So a row of 5. So what I'll do is so that's going to be there like that, right? So then what I'll do is if I want to make it bigger, I'm going to make another one of these and add it here as well. I don't know how to describe it, and I don't have the room to show it properly. But what I would do is I will have, this is going to be in each of the 4 corners of the 25 by 25. So then it's going to go up and over by 1, and then be black and orange all the way around to make it 7 by 7. Because unfortunately, because I want to keep that, it's kind of a catch-22. If I decide that I want to go 5 by 6, I just add another strip at the bottom, except for I'm already going for a pattern in the center. So I can decide fuck the pattern and just add whatever I want. But if 50 by 50 doesn't feel like it's enough, then 70 by 70, is that enough? That's not enough. That'll be for the next one. If 70 by 70 is not enough, I mean, if 50 by 50 isn't enough, then there's no reason why I shouldn't just make it big enough to go on the bed. But yeah, then, but the outside will be super simple because this takes more time, right? If I just whack off a 10-inch piece of fabric, zip, finish it. I can do 10 by 10s using solids in well, it feels like a couple of minutes, but it's, 5 minutes. I think, I don't know. I should find out. Because you just have to you have to create your process and do your thing and do your whatever, right? What am I doing here? That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to adjust it. But I'm holding on to it like this, and my knuckle keeps hitting the little bar that's behind, and it's like stip, doop, doop. It's not going right. Anyway, yeah. So from the looks of it, I'll be sleeping on the floor now because Bruno has never gotten used. Like I said, it doesn't matter to him if it's another person or another dog, but he never got used to sleeping alone. So it's like if and he's always been like that. I do not know why that's doing that. There is a $sign thing. Oh, it's pissing me off. There's a $sign thing that I can't see past. But no, this has been a fun little project. As much as I've been really slow at it though, because I keep doing shit. Like I said, I threw my back out. That was like 2 or 3 weeks of just not doing anything. It was kind of a thing too, because I was fine. It's that I don't know how to describe this. I was fine, but I knew that if I pushed through and I want to get this sewing done, I'll be fine. I'm going to do a bunch of sewing. I knew I wouldn't be fine if I tried to push it. So I didn't. And I played video games for a week and everything was fine. And that's what I should have done is I should have just went on to Twitch. Here, somebody visit me. I'm just going to go on Twitch and whine about how much my back hurts. It'll be fine. But yeah, that's going to be. And of course, I've got the knee thing, but so far I've got the knee thing, which that's the reason why we got me a bed frame was because that's what adults do, and having me get up from too close to the floor wasn't necessarily comfortable. Oh yeah, there's no time limit for my projects, none whatsoever. But yeah, we got me the bed frame because I needed under bed storage, which I don't need anymore because of the way we're just slowly but surely. I have been playing World of Warcraft. I've been playing a lot of WoW. All new content. They had a whole new expansion, so that just it makes it easy to want to deep dive that. I still got to get back into Dreamlight Valley and work on that. Because I got the expansion that gets you the horses, and I got the first horse. I did the thing, so now it looks like a unicorn. How big is this one? This one looks like it might be. Oh, this is 9 by 9. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft, which has been. I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft. I figured out a hack for the auction house to just make money. Might as well just be sitting there going ding 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 ding, give me money. So that's been nice. Already maxed out my character. I'm just finishing up the main storyline now. I don't know if I'm going to take a break from her or not. Bunny companions on Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I just got World of Warcraft has mounts, and they have mounts and pets, and I just finally, because you don't. I mean, I don't go crazy, but I do go crazy, but not that crazy. I just finally got the mount reward for having 200 rideable mounts. It's like That's just a little, but it wasn't something I binged. It's something I've just been gradually collecting over the years. So I feel okay about that. Don't ask me about my pet collection over there because that's a whole different story. I'm going to save that piece. Actually, I don't need to save that piece. But pink, blue, yellow bunnies. I can see that. I should let Lisa know. She might want to go after bunnies. We've both been playing WoW because it's all new storyline. Like the new expansions come out, and instead of getting in the middle of that mess, it's always a mess. People, like, whenever there's a brand new video game out, everybody wants to play the video game. You have to wait just to get on the server, blah blah, and it's like, So we kind of fiddled around with some stuff to get started, and then like after everybody had a couple of weeks to get over the squee ha, then we started playing. But I'm not. Yeah, Lisa's. We just finished the main storyline, and I'm running two characters, and my main character is just finishing the end game storyline. But the funny thing is, for a game that's all about fighting in dungeons and stuff like that, we don't dungeon. We don't do the dungeons. We do the stuff that keeps you. We do the stuff that keeps you away from relying on other players. Because we go in and we just want to do everything. We want to kill all the things. We want to explore all the things. We want to look around. But yeah, I think I'm about ready to get back. I don't know. I don't know if the bunnies are something that I would get excited about. Maybe if there was like a creepy bunny or something, but yeah. That's okay. Yeah, I want the bunnies. I think I do. I think this is my problem. I love having little pets and companions running around after me. Don't know why, just do. Maybe it's because I can have a pet that I don't have to worry about being allergic to. But yeah, last night I started and stopped on that one. There was actually a little bit more to the story. So night before last, so that we did this on Wednesday. No, Tuesday. We did this on Tuesday. Tuesday night, he was a little confused. Like, I'm not kidding. I wake up and he's like just looking over the top of the mattress at me. Like, I don't understand. So that was kind of sort of a normal night. And then he did it again in the morning. But then once I scooped him into bed with me in the morning, which was actually nicer, I didn't have to get out of bed to get him. I just went, okay, go back to sleep, you little bum. But then yesterday we took a couple of rounds of treats and just got him hopping in and out of the bed for him to go, oh, I can get in and out of this bed whenever I want. So this morning he was in and out, running around, come in, roll around, lean against me for a while, shovel nose, like trying to get up my hand. Come on, I'm in bed with you. Pet me. I'm in bed with you. Right? Like that. And then lay down, go sleep. Woke up to super happy boy, so that was fine. He was really ecstatic. So this is way too big. Again, this is a do as I say. If you are using up scrap, then by all means. But if you're not using up scrap, then measure your shit out so you're not wasting so much. I could have got away with just putting a 1-inch border on this because that's probably, I'm going to be cutting off probably everything but an inch. But I'll also save this. I'll also save this. One of the reasons why I cut this a little bit wide is because I can then save the 2-inch piece for something else. But I didn't want to have to be measuring, okay, I need 45 inches. I didn't want to have to do that. I just wanted to be able to come in and just go. Okay, these ones all need, get over there. This is where it's gonna be nice. Yeah. I'll tell you, getting rid of the computer, getting rid of the laptop has made a big difference. Okay, this is 10 inches. Quarter, 1, 2 1/4, 2 1/4. This is 10 inches. So what's my thing? I gotta blow my nose again. Not only is it allergy season, but now I'm gonna be having a Bruno season. I'll be right back. Hi, baby. Where's my little one? Gonna open that window. Why am I hearing music? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go close that window. Be right back. There is too much outside noise. I've got another one of these, but I've got 2 of them and one has disappeared. It's probably buried in that pile somewhere. Anyway. I don't know I really don't know. Well, actually, yeah, because ragweed, we have flowering plants starting in January. We've already got, well, Easter lilies and stuff like that are all up. All the shrubs are flowering. So yeah, pollen is a thing. Okay, that's not 10. That's not 10 inches. I'm gonna have to put a piece on the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna have to, I can put just a piece on the top and the bottom. Okay, this is interesting. This does not quite. That one goes there. Okay, 10. Yeah, that's about right. 10. Okay. Don't mind me, I'm talking to myself because this is not 10. This is exactly, oh, well, damn. It's not straight here and here, but it's combining to over 1/2 inch. Okay. Yeah, see, it's not straight. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's hard to see, but this is, once I get this all squared up. Oops, come on, you go over there. I'm just taking one line here, and actually I'm going to push it down so I can get a better line. There we go. Once I square, I can almost guarantee you that I'll lose most of it, but I've got to bring this up to square. Yep, it's over 1/2 inch when I add it all up. Yep. This is 9.5 inches. What I'm going to do, this is going to seem, no, it's not 9.5. It's 9 3/8. Okay. This is going to seem like a really dumb move. I'm still going to put this on the outside. It's probably going to get buried Oh, hey, Linda, how you doing? No, you're not late. I didn't even schedule this today. StreamYard had a big update. So, actually, I don't care if it ends up looking weird. I can bring this in a little bit so that I then have distinct border, or I can just put the little teeny tiniest bit of a border that's barely going to show top and bottom. I think I'm going to stick with the teeny tiny. Why not? I can. And if I end up not liking it, it can go in the ugly quilt. I do have more of the bear. I do have more of this piece. So. Because that's something else I'm going to do too. Is if anything ends up looking particularly crappy when it's finished, because the ugly quilt is just finished pieces that I'm going to be zigzagging together, right? So if something finishes up in a way that I don't like, then it's like, okay, after the ugly quilt you go, and then we're good. Come on. So how you doing, Linda? What's new and exciting in your world? Let's just do that, then I can get that back. Oh, no, get that back over. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm still getting used to having the whole table when I'm streaming. Yeah, it's like so bad. Where it's going to be a lot of fun is when I'm putting the whole thing together. Huh, that was not straight. I wonder how I managed to do that. Oh, I know how I managed to do that. And it's okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. That's the whole point. Okay, we're going to put that there. We're going to pull this in here. Get a little bit. Keep that there. Yeah, because when I do. Yeah, so there's going to be like a little half-inch here that's it's barely going to show. Ooh, good fabric is always good. Good fabric is always awesome. Okay. I gotta square this shit off. I had everything else squared up, but this wasn't squared up. Wait a second. What have I got? I've got, 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch. Why do I feel like that's not the same? Yeah, that's 3/4. That's 3/4. It did not feel right. Yeah, it's always awesome when you can get really good quality fabric, especially if you don't have to pay for it. I'm a big fan of things you don't have to pay for. There, I'm just going 3/4 all the way around. Now what happened here? I think that shifted. Let me just check it. I should be using my my roundabout one, but no, that's fine. I can't really have this and the Lazy Susan up here at the same time. I could, but then it gets really annoying. So how much fabric you getting? Like millions of yards? There's people around here. Well, there's so many charities around here that there's always ways to donate fabric, and they don't care about the quality of the fabric. They just need fabric. There's apparently there's some classes that get taught around here where they they take whatever they can get, but so that they can teach classes for younger kids. Nice. Nice. So there's a whole bunch of you that are going to be benefiting from this then, eh? Ooh, started. Yeah, close to been. Sometimes that's. I got a quilt that somebody had started one time. Way back in the poverty days, right? But I couldn't figure out what it was that she was doing with it. I ended up using a bunch of the pieces for something else, but it's a I wish I knew then what I know now. I would have had much better luck figuring out something to make. I wasn't quilting back then though. I was just using it for other stuff. I think some of it, I'm trying to remember. I don't think any of it ended up in the shop. It was all the I can't remember what it ended up in. Probably the quilt, maybe the quilts I made for the kids when I was first starting out. Probably Bruno's quilt. I call it Bruno's quilt because he basically stole it. Yes, because I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get yelled at by anybody. You guys scare me. Figure if I do it right, then I have nothing to fear. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I decided, I gave up my bed for a dog, so sewing in a particular order to make people on the internet happy. I know you're just helping, but I'm not going to admit that. It's more fun. It's more fun. My way is more fun. My way of blaming you guys, that is. It has been working out smoother, so I will concede to that point. How many of these do I've only got I've only got 3 left, and then I can start, and then it's all about cutting it all back to 10 inches and making my squares. This is the part where I usually, I know that. If I actually, I don't know. I think if I was the kind of person to actually be intimidated, and maybe it's just the way I look at the world, but if I felt like I was actually intimidated by advice, whether I agree with it or not, because if I don't agree with it, I just won't do it, right? But I think it would be so hard for me to even turn on the camera. Yeah, I know I'm going to have to do some quilting in these. I just haven't decided what. Get over here. 1.5, 1.75. Wait a second. What are we at right now? 9. This is another one. 9 by 10. I just need 1 inch. I'm going to do this. I do not want everything to have. I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to like that one that's only going to have the barest little strip. So I think I'm going to, rather than setting myself up for failure, I'm just going to go 1 inch. Wait a second. If I go 1 inch, 0.75, 1 inch on the sides, 0.75 top and bottom. It's not going to square it off. I'm not trying to square it off. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to make sure that I get a noticeable strip of the gray. It's going to go. Nope, that's too short. I'm using up scrap, but I am trying to, I'm being careless with the waste because this is all scrap, but I'm still trying not to be too completely nuts about it. My scissors slipped. I got the big chunkies out there. I can just go. It'll be fine. I always go a little bit over anyway. It helps keep the machine from chewing up my corners. Get over there. And now it's time to go turn the fan on. Let's see if we can do this. Come here. Come here. Nope. Gonna have to take it right out. Oh, come on. Oh, that's why. You guys can look at my shoulder for a second. What the hell? Well, that's not supposed to do that. But that's supposed to do that. There we go. There is the little monster. See how comfortable he is? Hey, baby. He needs a nice long nap because rolling on my face for 4 hours this morning is hard work. I got to check on that. And I got to check on that. That's a little loose. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno needs a nap. Bruno is very tired because Bruno, once he realized he could get into bed with me this morning, basically, like I said, Lisa got up for work, and then he spent 4 hours in the bed, out of the bed, in the bed, out of the bed, in the bed, out of the bed. It was like the fucking Titanic all over again. But yeah. And because he started off with a good morning, because he did, I wake up to, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And it was awesome. And we cuddled in bed for a bit before I got up, and he just absolutely loved that. But he has literally been all over me all day, all over me. Keeping an eye on me, coming over to check. Oh, and I had eggs for lunch. He is, I don't know if you've ever heard the expression, but there's an expression, it's old, called an egg-sucking dog. Dogs that love eggs so much that they'll break into the hen house just to eat the eggs. That's where it's from. Okay, I don't know where it actually comes from, but it got made famous by an old movie. That's him. He goes nuts for eggs. So it's like, not only did he get to sleep with me this morning, but he got his favorite snack of all time. So yeah, he's had a good day. He's had a very good day. And now he's tired. So that means when it's time to take him for a walk, he's going to be, but I don't want to go. Why are we going for a walk? I don't want to go for a walk. I'm fine now. I should stop saying it though, because if I'm mistaken, I'm going to have angry puppy looking at me like I've just ruined his day. You know what it's like when a puppy looks at you like you've kicked their puppy? It's like, it's pathetic. It is so incredibly pathetic. But I will say he loves his stroller now. People that he barks at every time he sees them, not a sound. We had him in his buggy the other day. We didn't take him out. It's been raining the last couple of days, so we haven't really had him out. But took him out 2 days ago in his buggy, and he was just like, look at me being the best boy ever. Saw the exact same neighbor the day. Fortunately, they know him, so they thought it was funny, but still. It's like, you jerk. Okay. Two left, and then I get to start. Oh yeah, this dog is like, okay, is that not going to go all the way up? Is that? Yes, it's going all the way up. It just doesn't seem like it. I want to be able to adjust the camera without making everybody seasick. Oh, this one's going to look cute. How am I supposed to be? Yeah, he is having a good time. Okay, why? I just changed the needle, and it sounds like I didn't. It's probably just time for a basic cleaning. Mind you, whenever you, oh no, I'm not using that kind of batting. Whenever you use the one kind of batting, it just leaves crap behind for days. Oh, there we go. That's certainly not helping. There we go. There we go. Do. There we go. This one's actually going to look cute. Once I get it done, I'll open it up. I'm not going to trim it down. I wish, actually, I don't wish. There's a thing that people do. I've heard of this. I don't know if you've heard of this. Well, I'm assuming that you've heard of this. When you're doing this lazy rustic style, to take a piece of paper, right? In my case, a 10-inch block, right? Take a piece of paper and cut a 10-inch hole so that you can hold it over your piece and decide whether you like how it's turning out. Especially if like this is going to be way over 10 inches, right? So if I decide I want to put it on a bit of an angle, I can do that first and maybe even just draw on the inside how I want it cut so that it goes exactly where I want it to go. What was I doing? I was doing something or other. I forget what I was doing. I think, I know what I've heard it been. It's a really popular idea that people talk about that I've heard. Okay, this was years ago, but I've used it for other things. For I Spy quilts to go over and mark. You cut a piece of cardboard. If you're doing 4-inch pieces for your I Spy quilt, then you take a piece of paper, with a 4-inch in the center, and you just go, oh, I want it to be like that. I use it sometimes. I used it on, I forget what project. It must have been one of the blankets for one of the kids, where I would take, for when the kids, with the kids, I did, it was kind of the same thing. I wasn't doing patchwork. So I would just take a 10-inch. If a piece of fabric had a really nice pattern on it, then I would line it up over the pattern. So it was kind of the same as same as you would do for an I Spy quilt, only I was doing it for proper full-size quilting, and it worked really nice. But I'm kind of kicking myself, not kick, well, it might be kind of nice. Yeah, like a cropping window, right? It might be kind of nice, but I don't know. I don't know that I would do this. Like this one, this is how this one turned out, which is going to look really nice, right? Look at that. This works really well. But what I could do is I could take that and I could go, okay, everything's going to be square on this, but then for this one, it's really tempting to go, well, what if I take it at an angle? You know, oh, well, there's 10 inches. Does that go to, you know, and then have that 10 inches, take a finished block and then give it a twist and see what looks good. Because I've got a few blocks that I think might look good to do that with it, but I don't think I have enough. If you like, I think if I'm going to do that, I should be doing it with at least a third to a half of the blocks should be like that. It's kind of funny because it's like organized chaos. At least that's how I look at it. But yeah, this is going to get cut down to 10. 2 left. One second last one. And I'm not sure. Well, I'll get this one done and we'll see. But yeah. Like when you're doing like an I Spy quilt, they're really popular for kids, where you take the quilt, where you take something like this, right? And then that's a single block. But if you are only doing 4 inches by 4 inches, then you got to then you would take, if you're only doing 4 inches by 4 inches, you might just take the two noses touching and take that. So you would make like a little cardboard cropping window. That's the one I want. And then you just cut it out. And it's a lot easier. I forget what, I mean, I don't think I'm inventing the wheel here, but because this is definitely something I found online. So this is not like, oh, this is my idea. It's definitely not. I just don't know how popular it may or may not be. It seemed to be really popular when I came across it, but I also have never made an I Spy quilt. Oh, we're not doing that. We're doing that. I'll have to go around this again. Sometimes they're not nearly as straight as you think they are. And then when you try to trim them, you get a big, nasty surprise. And I think I'm just in the process of getting a big, nasty surprise. I don't care if it's super pert. Well, actually, this won't matter. This is fine. That's fine. It goes a little scoopy at the bottom. I don't know that she would use it because I don't think she takes her Bibles out of the house. I would literally have to ask her. I'm just checking to see. That's a narrow. Oh, wait a second. How wide is this guy? Oh, this guy's 9 inches. That's 2 inches. I can go top and bottom. And then I'll have to cut another piece for the sides. That's almost 9 as well. But if I were to do something like that, because I know my wife, if I were to do something like that, then it would be, hey, honey, let's pick out this stuff together. And you pick out a design you like, and then I'll make you the bag. But, okay. Is the check. Which one's the knit widest? That's a little over 9. And that is under 9. I want the top and bottom. No, I'll cut. I need 2 more pieces to do the last one. So I don't need to agonize too much over here, but I might as well use this one up because it's the narrowest. But no, and she's already got 3 or 4 bags that she doesn't use. But she's got the bags that she doesn't use, and then the bags that I make for groceries and stuff, that's what she uses. It's like, okay, I need to make more grocery bags is what I need to do. Hey, honey, I made some grocery bags. Don't touch them. And then suddenly she'll want every single thing she owns in one. I'm sure she's not the only woman in the world that's like that, but still. That's something I want to do actually is a few more bags. Ooh, running out of bobbin. This is a big thing that I have a problem with, is that every now and again I'll get like a little bow because I'll be like right where the seam needs to be, then it'll like drift the tiniest bit. And it's not anything that anybody's ever really gonna notice, but I probably should put some effort into getting better about that. But I've never disliked the results of a blanket, so I'm in a couple of quilting book groups, just Facebook stuff, just to get online. Hello there. I had a couple of fabrics that I got from Joann's, but I'm up here in Canada, so I just get everything at a store called Fabricana. We also still have Fabric Land up here, which is basically the Canadian Joann's. So, and apparently they're still in business. But no, sorry, I just need caffeine today because my dog rolled on my face for 4. I did get some extra sleep finally, but he did wake me up a bunch of times. Just the good news is though, is because I didn't have to worry about getting him up or down off the bed. I was only awake for a few seconds at a time, but he must have woken me up 6 times this morning. No, we have Lens Mill, who are currently not shipped. I'm assuming you're in the States, Dawn Robertson. I don't see an actual name, so I'm just assuming that your name is Dawn. I got a couple more fabrics. That's what I got to do. But yeah, up here in Canada, we have different options. We have Lens Mill. I have Fabricana because it's local to me and it's a huge store. And then we have Fabric Land, which is the Canadian. It's actually under. It used to be. It's also part of Joann's. Problem is that because of the tariffs, nobody's shipping to the States anymore. But you used to be able to get all kinds of fabric from Canada down to the States with no problems. But yeah, there was a couple of exclusives that I found at Joann's, but I went through all those. Actually, I have one. What is it I have right now? I have one that I got from Joann's. Oh, it's a sugar skull thing. Yeah. That's not fun. I just got to cut a couple of pieces of this and I shall return. Well, I'm just over here. Have you looked at, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Have you looked at Missouri Star Quilt Company? Missouri Star. That's Jenny Doan. She's semi-famous, I guess. But yeah, Michaels can have good deals. Michaels, I don't know if it's me. I mean, I don't know if it's Canada or if it's Michaels. Never seemed like it had much of a variety to me. But if you go to the Missouri Star Quilt Company, go to their website. They have fabric. What's the other one? No, that's Canadian. Yeah. Oh, Jordan Fabrics. Go to Jordan Fabrics. Jordan Fabrics is in, where are they? I think they're in Oregon. Oregon. You guys don't call it Oregon. You guys call it Oregon. We call it Oregon up here. And we say it, we pronounce it like it's spelled, Oregon. You guys say Oregon. Lisa gives me crap for that. You're saying it wrong. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm pronouncing it correctly. Anyway, Jordan Fabrics. Jordan Fabrics has, I forget what their shipping is, but I believe they have free shipping over a certain amount. Have I ordered from Missouri Star? No, I believe I had, where's the place that I ordered from? Yeah, I made a couple of online orders from Joanne. But Missouri Star is in Missouri. Jordan Fabrics, but they will ship anywhere in the U.S. And they both seem to have really good selection. I've never ended up ordering from either one of them, but I've basically what I do is I go window shopping. Michaels delivers. Go to Michaels on their website. Are you set up to buy things? What did I do that for? Are you set up to purchase online? As long as you're willing to buy online, there's a lot of stuff that you can get. And I forget how they do it. I believe if you're like up here, they call them rural routes. Like if you're way out in the sticks, then they will deliver to the to your nearest post office, and then you just get your notification and get it from there. But what I will say, the biggest thing about buying fabric online is that you have to have a general idea of what kind of quality the fabric already is. But once you, if you can look at a piece of fabric online and go, oh, that's a blah, I can use it for blah. Like, oh, that's a good cotton, I can use it as whatever. Then, yeah, ordering online can be an amazing way to get a. Yeah, always check the quality. Oh, what's the one place? Oh, you can also get, believe it or not, some of these companies are also selling fabric on Amazon. Do you get Amazon in your area? As far as I know, Amazon will ship anywhere. You just lose access to your super fast shipping, next day shipping, and all that crap. But I've had really good luck ordering online. But you do have to have a general idea of what you're looking at. If Lensmo were still shipping. Yeah. I don't usually have to order online. Not unless it's something that's very specific. Joanne had this one design that I just fell in love with, and it was a Joanne exclusive. But luckily you could buy it in, I don't know, well, I don't know much about how this works, but you could go into this one section on the Joanne website, And then you order, oh, I want this, but I want it to be this type of fabric at this kind of weight, at this. So I went in and I ordered it, and I actually was really happy with it. Okay, last one. Last one, then I can start, and I got to measure that one. 9 by 10. I must have thought that I was going to be doing 9-inch when I first started doing these. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Amazon's only a deal if you Amazon, I like Amazon. I'm not going to complain about Amazon. Like, I know that, but I'm also in a completely different country where things are a completely different standard, you know. But I like Amazon. But once you're out of the area where they do their own delivery can start getting really expensive. Delivery is really expensive in Canada. It's like crazy expensive. I just packed an order $18.99 to ship it. Yeah, I'm just gonna make that guy tiny. I gotta double check my measurements. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's gonna be 2 and 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's right. That'll be fine. Yeah, they carry fabric at the Michaels up here, but I don't like any of it. Yeah, it's too bad the whole tariff and postage and all that other shit wasn't such an issue right now, because there's some great deals. There's some great deals for Americans buying from Canadian shops, but depends on the shop, depends on the deal. Yeah, look up Missouri Star Quilt Company. They're not too far from you. I think that affects. I think a distance affects shipping prices for you guys. I know it affects us, so I don't know, but what I do is I check. I shop online to check the sales sections, because it's kind of funny, because something that's like Lens Mill is a really good example, right? They are in Ontario. They're a chain they're a fabric chain. They got like 11 stores in Ontario, right? And I'm all the way out here in a completely different province. I'm in British Columbia. And so something that's really popular in Ontario might not be popular here, and vice versa. So I would go there and I would find fabric that they were trying to get rid of that I couldn't find here because it was so popular here, but it just, sometimes it doesn't translate, right? Different areas, different tastes, whatever. And I would get some really good deals. Come on. There we go. Why did I put this on first? I did not need to put this on first. I need to put this on first. A smart person would just take it off and start over, but I'm not that person. There we go. Some places will offer you samples, but they're almost never going to offer you anything that's worthwhile, and you're going to end up paying way more for the sample than it's worth. I don't know why I grabbed these scissors. Where's the? Yeah, my other ones are right there. But I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for my bobbin. My bobbin. I gotta wait. I'm just whining now, guys. Normally I'd have like 4 or 5 bobbins ready to go. Like when I'm ready to when I'm ready to do the back of this thing, I'm going to do a bunch of bobbins and have them ready to go because I'm zigzagging the whole thing together. I know I'm going to need the bobbins. Let's take that out. I didn't like the way that laid down in there. Oh, come on, get in there. Go where you're supposed to go. That's right, there's so many steps. So many steps. I am making a quilt as you go quilt. This is going to be a quilt. It's bears. This is the centerpiece. That's the center. So that's going to be a fox in the center. And then these aren't very well mixed up just yet because I'm still sorting them out. But we're going to have bears, and each one, see there's 3 here. Each one is a little bit different in its design, in its batting. I am choosing the laziest possible way to do this. So once they're done, everything's done with self-bind. Everything is self-bound, right? So the entire pot holder, right, without the handle. And then once it's all done, I'm just going to zigzag it all together. I'm going to zigzag it all together and make it easy on myself because I've got 2 other projects on the go. I've got 2 other projects on the go right now. Not on the go. They're not on the go. No, I've got one. I've got the ugly quilt on the go. I've got an ugly quilt on the go right now, and then I've got 2 other quilts after that. And I'm an impatient person and like to do things I can do quickly. So yeah, I'm just making my 10. These are all going. If I could talk without stuttering or repeating myself, that'd be fucking awesome. But no, my normal quilt as you go method is to sew these together as I go, which is super easy. It's just, I've never actually done an entire quilt. I've never actually done an entire quilt zigzagging the pieces, so I want to see how that goes. And this is all free. Every single bit of this is essentially free because it's all scrapped from various other stuff. Because now that the shop is essentially, well, I put the shop back on vacation mode. I am, where did I put them? Oh, I have an update. We have the first semi-official ugly blanket done. You know that sampler that I did? It fits perfectly in the buggy that we got for Bruno. Perfectly. So that's where it's going to live now. It's going to be his little buggy blanket. But no, I want to get back onto the ugly quilt too. The ugly quilt is this idea, but everything is random sizes and random. Everything about it is random. And then I'm going to Franken patch it together like a jigsaw puzzle. And just zigzag it all together. But yeah, I've done regular quilt as you go. I don't do sashing. I have my own method that I do that I learned on the internet. I learned about it on the internet, but I cannot find any reference to it anymore. This is not something I invented, where you put where you sew everything together as you sew it all together as you're making it. Get back over here. But haven't been able to find any reference to it. Whoever made the original video, whoever plural made the original video took it down. So the particulars of how I do it just aren't there anymore. I should probably do like a video showing how to do it, how to do my particular method. I think people would like it. There it is. Anyway, what time is it? Hey, 4:25, and I'm just finishing the last one. Oh, he got up and he left. Where'd he go? Not very far. I'm guessing. Yeah, well, it's actually really easy. It's super easy to do. And there's, you know what? And there's even a way to do it properly, perfectly. I just embrace the rustic because I get impatient and then I get in a hurry. By the way, this is a $5. This comes from a beauty. I got this at a beauty supply store because it does the really fine mist, the kind that they use when they're misting down your hair before a haircut. Much better than a regular spray bottle. And this was like $10. This is not for, you can go to the dollar store and get a spray bottle. This for what it is. See, it felt like it was really expensive, but I will tell you right now, I'm in love with it. Okay, now cutting and finishing. I'm going to turn this guy off. It's off. That better be off. That goes off. I'm done with that. I don't think I need to iron anything anymore. Get back there. Get back there. Get back there. Ooh, you get back there. That one goes down. I will say, I am a big baby and I love having all my toys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Always about the rustic. Always rustic. I'm going to finish. I'm going to do this one first. There it is. Yeah, I need that. Okay. And now I need these to be 10 by 10. This is 11 by 11. As always, try to line up to the center. 5 by 5. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not going for exact. I'm just trying to make sure. I know I want. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right there. It's got a 5. That corner is where the 5-inch and the 5-inch match up. I'm just eyeballing it to put the 5 about in the middle. I'm not worried about the rest of it. I'm just putting the 5 by 5 about in the middle of the patch in the center. You don't have to figure out everything. Now, wait a second. You do. Let me back up. Let me back up and start babbling. Let me babble differently. It'll be fine. We'll have fun. So, I'm just getting all my shit out of the way. This is just for the benefit. When I was an absolute newbie, I absolutely loved little tidbits, and I would watch some of these great people putting together their content, right? I would watch really awesome people putting together awesome content, but they were assuming that everybody knew everything. So it is really tempting to go, that's the 10-inch line and that's 10-inch line. It's really tempting to go like that, right? And then cut here and here. It is really tempting because I've done it, because you get in a hurry and you forget. It's like, oh, that's good enough. This is fine. Here's a whatever, right? And then you just realize you fucked everything up. So I always figure out if I want it to be 10 by 10, then 5 by 5 is the center. And I just center it up. I don't agonize about lining it up. I will agonize about lining it up, but just not yet, right? So I kind of sort of get it centered here. I do not have to be this precise, just enough to be comfortable. Enough to be comfortable. And then I go, my 10, okay, so then that's enough to be comfortable. Plenty of fabric hanging out over here. And the 10 by 10 line is comfortably inside the fabric as well. So you're going to cut. Please tell me that cut properly. Yes, it did. I'm talking to myself because I replaced one blade, but not the other. And I don't know. I've got 2 of these, and I'm not sure which one I've got now. Now you line up your 10 by 10. Now you line up the 10 by 10 because then you're guaranteed that everything's staying straight, right? Once you've done that, then you can double check and go, yep, that's still about in the center where I wanted it. I am one of those people that is too dumb to change I don't change my rotary cutter blade often enough. So then when I don't feel like I have to press down hard enough, I feel like I'm doing it wrong. And I just did a dumb. Okay, I'm glad it helps. Yeah, and if you ever get into some paper cutting, there's other crafts for which this helps. I fucked this up though, because what I should be doing is putting this on top of this. It doesn't really matter. Put that on top of that. Sometimes this is the polyester one. I know the cotton is better, but the polyester doesn't require the same. This is not 10 by 10. I don't know what happened. Every now and again, or you just don't end up cutting properly. I'm just gonna go, come on, you go over this way. I am so bad for being so specifically right-handed that I have to flip everything over so that I can cut it correctly. Come on. I am so committed. My leg hurts today. I am very committed to not standing up if I don't have to. It's got the 1-in-1 here so I can get my better measurement. Make sure it's overhanging a little bit so that I don't as long as you don't have too many layers of this shit, you can usually get away with putting your thing down and then just press it really hard. And there's 2 of them. This is what I should have done when I was measuring this. If I'd have stacked them first, I wouldn't have to go back and do a second round of cuts. Just make sure everything here is on board. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true, because if this is big enough and you're not 100% sure where it's lining up, you could end up cutting this really small. And as always, because I'm not repetitive, these, if you just break them up, if you've got the polyester stuff, if you just go like this, now you have pillow batting. And with the cost of a bag of pillow batting, this is worth doing. Where is my, okay. Just make sure you're not slicing away the stuff that you've already cut, and you're good to go. What's going on? There we go. Yes, new pillow stuffing, because I never remind people of that, like to the point where they want me to just shut up. What happened there? It's fine. I have a little bit of a thing in my fabric. I wonder if my ruler slipped, but measure it. It's less than 1/4 of an inch, which means it'll be put in there properly. No problem. And then I got that. That can go live there. And okay, this is going to sound really weird, but when you pick this stuff here, when you roll over batting, it kind of stuffs it. When you run over with your rotary cutter, it creates a very tiny groove, and it shoves the fibers from this into that. But if you run a ruler under it first, if you just pick it up, it can stretch and warp and get completely out of shape. But if you run a ruler under it first, it tends to stay a lot flatter. So you can do this. You can do this one of 2 ways. If you are absolutely concerned about keeping it perfect, then you can like mark it with lines and make sure everything goes into lines. I am all about the rustic. I don't care if it's a little bit off, but if you, wow, wait a second, that's a little small. That should be a 12 by 12. It's 12 by 12. No, it's 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. It's not. Okay, this isn't quite big enough, but it's not going to matter. But anyway, if you want, if you are working on a quilt as you go project and you want this to be perfect, then make sure that this is exact. Oh no, yeah, it's a little off. I don't care. It won't matter. But measure everything, and then mark a line so that you and then pin everything down and do all the things. I am pinning the center to minimize the shifting, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. Actually, I don't even care about pinning the center. I'm trying to demonstrate good habits. Stuffing is incredibly expensive, and it's fucking weird because all it is the leftover from the manufacturing process of making this stuff. I can get this. I got this at my local Fabricana. I think they're selling it for like $10 a yard, which is really cheap for this stuff. And I bought it when they had a sale and it was $5 a yard. But yet the exact same bag of stuffing. I don't know why I'm over there. I'm distracted and I'm blaming you guys. I just took the time to put a brand new white bobbin on here. Wow, this is cream actually. This is really weird. I've been finding the cream. I like using cream for piecing better than white or black because any little bit of the cream that shows through, it's so much easier to ignore. Like when you sew two pieces of fabric together and then lay them out, there's a chance that you can see little bits of the thread, right? I am sewing black, and even right now there's a tiny bit of cream showing through in a couple spots. I had to go look for it. I can't see it. Yeah, I had to do that. I had to put the new bobbin on, and then I tried to just fucking leave it there. I am just so awesome in being 100% in control at all times. They've taken fabric out of the Walmart. I'm not sure. I've got a little tag in the corner. The most recent comment, this is fucked up. The most recent comment has a little thing so that I cannot see they've taken the fabric out of the WA something stores here. And I can't see, I'm assuming that you said Walmart, but if you didn't, I will apologize once the next comment comes up so I can see. It's really weird. It really is. I don't know. I do not know why that's there. I guess they assume that if you're going to live stream, you're going to have 5 million people commenting and whatever, but most recent comment, cannot see the corner. There we go. Thank you. Now I can see it for myself. Anyway, I'm switching over to this because it matches that, because that's the back. There. Ooh. Our Walmart, yeah, you know what? I think our Walmart has a little bit. I'll tell you right now, though, okay, like I said, I'm up here in Canada. The quality of fabric that our Walmart has is really crappy. It's not very good fabric. Every single time I try, this is way back. We're going back, God, before I started my shop. We bought some pre-cuts and they were so crappy that when I washed them, like they shrunk so bad, like they were, you could spit through them. They were just so thin. Bubbles. You ever get that extra big bubble? That's like, you shouldn't be drinking pop. Here's something to remind you. Just had one of those. It's like, Jesus, I hate that. So this is a self-binding. This is a self-binding all the way around. If I were doing, I should have prepped too. I should have. Well, I guess I don't want to. I don't want to do an example. If you're smart and pay attention, like I'm not doing, if you're smarter than me, where's this going now? There we go. Then what you do is just before you get to the end, fold it again. This is the same kind of self-binding you do for like, I guess not. I mean, I self-bind everything unless I have no choice. So you just do your corner, and you can bevel your corners. I actually really like beveling, but beveling slows me down, and this is a rustico project. So anyway, I've got the center. I have not done any quilting yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. I still haven't decided. I have a really strong tendency, like most of my seams are like 3/8 of an inch. I do not, the 1/4 inch seam just defeats me. It just seems too picky for me because I get in a hurry, right? I get in a hurry and then I get in a hurry, so I opt for the wider seam so that I'm not having things popping out. But what I'm thinking of doing is what I'm thinking of doing is going one stitch this way through everything, just one. And then when I sew everything together, because I'm going to be doing it in strips as I do everything, once I put everything together, then I can just do the other strip, do the other one as I'm putting it all together, and it should be really easy. Yeah, this is called self-binding. It's really easy. I have a loose thread, and I don't know which way it's going, so I have to get it properly because I have to wear I have super dry skin, so I have to wear. I have super dry skin, and moisturizer just doesn't help. So I have to wear this is a quilting glove, just to get a little bit of grip. But yeah, so you just go down. I do not pull off all of this stuff unless it's really bad. I just tuck it in, because if you start pulling it all off, you're just gonna fray it all down. So you back up to the corner and then you just keep going. Yeah, and it's the exact same thing as binding. Just fold again. I try to do about 1 inch, so I get about a 1/2 inch all the way around. I found that if I try to do 1/4 inch, actually, I don't know if I can get away with a 1/4 inch or not. I don't know if I can get a 1/4 inch away with a 1/4 inch or not, because what I would do is, I don't know how to explain it. I don't have any, and I just did it again. It is easier for me to back up. Because you know how you're coming around a corner. You know how you're coming around the corner with your binding, and you got that really thick, heavy uphill climb to get over. Well, now you're just going over to your 1 stitch in. I'm missing the corners because I'm talking. This is entirely all about me being distracted. But yeah, then you just cut off the long thread that I started with. So yeah, but yeah, if you want to bevel, you do the same thing. You do your triangle piece, you do your triangle, then you go once, then you go in, and you've got a normal, I don't know if the camera's short, you can do a normal bevel through here. And then what you would do if you wanted to bevel it, I'm not going to bevel it because I haven't done it. What you would do to bevel, you would sew to here, then you would just turn it, go to the corner, come back, and then continue down the next side. That's all you do if you're beveling. It's super simple, really easy to do. But now I'm being a little, I'm not really worrying too much about that little hole at the end. Some people like to back stitch over it. You don't have to, but everything's going to be zigzagged when I zigzag it all together. So that's all going to get covered up anyway. I'm not focusing on any particular design except for the 4 pieces of yardage have to go in the corners and the fox goes in the center. Everything else is going to be like wherever. So yeah, so it's done. And the only piece that I had to this is where's the ending? There, that's where I ended it. So that's the only piece that I have to actually trim. It's done. But yeah, I didn't do anything with this yet, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But the cool thing is, like, I can just come back in here and just stitch in the ditch all the way around or do whatever I'm going to do. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking of doing yet. But the good news is because they're small enough pieces, I can just come back and quilt them later once I make a decision and I don't have to worry about too much. So that goes, where are they? Where did I put them? Oh my God. There we go. That's there. So I'm going to go. So that one goes there. I did not straighten anything out. I just threw them in a pile and I got to iron them all over. No, I don't. I don't have to iron them all over again. Okay. So these are a little bit bigger. These are like almost 12 by 12. So as long as I'm confident that I'm laying it in with at least 10 by 10, then I can just start it up here and then just cut. Do both at once. Again, the 5 by 5, and you can always check. You can always check as long as, like, I don't know how to describe this. You can always check. Okay, so it's like there's my 5 by 5, there's my 10, there's my 10. I do not have to have it perfect. That's probably good enough. And then you just go like that. I can see batting, so I know I'm good. I can see batting, so I know I'm good. There's the 10-inch line, and there's batting going past it. There's the 10-inch line, and there's batting going past it. So I can just cut and get both of them at once. Under normal circumstances, don't cut towards yourself, but that was at a weird angle. And like I said, I've got my ugly quilt. So if I fuck any, I don't have to worry about, I've got 2 quilts on the go. I've got an ugly quilt. There we go. I think Dawn, are you new here? I'll show you the ugly quilt because I am really proud of this idea. I'll show you the ugly quilt. It's an idea that I'm super proud of. This is the sampler that I did. And this turns out to be the exact right size that Bruno needs. Our dog is very rickety. So he has a stroller for long walks, and this is going to go perfect. Anyway, this is the ugly quilt, and what it is it'll show up better from the back. All kinds of pieces, any size, any shape. This is 20 by 20, so any size, any shape. Put them all together, and then have a big bin, which I've got 2 bins right now, and then just puzzle piece everything together. And then if there's any little gaps left over, then I measure them and make a piece to go in the gap so that I can work on getting a ton. And half of this stuff is just throw it together. I generate so much scrap. I generate way more scrap than I can possibly use in a lifetime. So this is an idea for me I'm bored. I feel like sewing. I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to make some patches for this. Like this one here is this one big patch. That's one big patch. That's one big patch. And then there's a little one right there that I did to fill in the hole. So I'm going to puzzle piece to make 20-inch by 20-inch pieces and then just puzzle piece them all together into an 80 by 80. And then whatever's left over gets set aside for the next one. This is zigzag together. And I'm using really bright, really obvious thread because I want this to look like this. This is a Franken blanket and I want it to look like a Franken blanket. But Bruno, we discovered, we got him a little buggy. I've already said that 500 times, so nobody's surprised I'm still saying it. Anyway, this fits beautifully in his blanket. Well, we keep calling it that just for funsies. I don't think anybody I've shown this to thinks the idea I don't think anybody is going, oh my God, that's really ugly. It's like, no. And you know what this is? This is perfect. Say you got that rough kid that, say you got somebody who's really rough on their stuff, or maybe they need it in their camper where it might get stained or really beat up or stuff like that. This kind of a blanket, something happens. Look, it's just zigzagged on. I just cut the stitches, take the patch out. Yeah. I just cut the stitches, take the patch out, and then replace it. And because Quilt As You Go, Quilt As You Go is very interesting because the size of the block that's the size of the block. Because the backing I'm not sure what that's from. Oh, I know what that is. I had the end pieces are just a little bit longer. So that's the size of the block. The back, this is the back. That's the back of the quilt, right? And it just folds up. So if I need a piece that is exactly 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches, super easy to match. So I can now use that for anything. And if I don't want to ruin an entire, if I need it to see some rough use, then I can use that for anything. And then, oh, this got damaged. Okay, I just stitch rip out whatever happens to be damaged, and then literally custom cutting. I need a 3.5 inch by 3.75. I need a 4 by 6. Boom, boom, zigzag them in. You're done. Anyway, the Quilt As You Go that I normally do, that I usually do, is to take something like this, quilt it down, whatever quilting I'm going to do, right? Take my next piece. We'll just grab a piece and pretend, okay? Whoa, my wife scared me.
Did it scare you?
You scared me. You scary bitch.
Oh, good. Hi, Internet.
That one's closer in size. So then this piece, we're gonna assume here's I'm gonna explain it just because I can, just because I'm allowed to be wordy. So what you do now, if you want it to be perfect, you can measure it. Pardon me, I'm chugging pop. So you've got this, and it's got the batting behind it. You've got this, it's got the batting behind it. You then go along and you do that, right? Now to quilt them, you go like that. You go like that. You put them together. Make sure everything's lined up where you want it. And then you sew it. And sew these two pieces together. Then you this is all sewn together. Self-bind that side, self-bind that side. And then self-bind, this would all be connected, self-bind the bottom, and you've got a whole piece. Hi.
Hi.
She kissed my face.
I do kiss your face.
She kissed my face. So that is how, that's self-bind. That's the, let's go over there. That is my normal Quilt As You Go in a nutshell, but I won't be doing one of those for a while. But this is also a valid Quilt As You Go. This is also a very common Quilt As You Go technique where you zigzag it all together. But yeah, you just put it together like that. These two are done together. You pick the whole thing up. Like I said, these are already sewn down. You pick it up. So if you really want it to be perfect, just make sure you mark it and you're done. It's really easy. It's super easy. It's way too easy, but I'm not also, it's like my favorite way to do all the things, but we're just going to put that there. What you doing? What the hell do you have?
Don't worry about it.
Now I know why she gave me. Oh, she got a snuffle mat for Bruno for his treats. You got a snuffle mat for your
I
dog?
got him a snuffle mat. I may have also gotten him a snuffle ball.
Bruno is
It's good for his brain.
Bruno is a treat whore. He will do anything. Well, now you have to share with the internet.
I've gotta load it.
Okay, there. Because we don't have enough of a mess on the floor over there.
This is gonna be great. What do we got?
Are you ready? Well, don't give him a ton.
These are teeny. I'm putting all these like little teeny pieces and all these like little crevices.
Can you see my wife? She's over there like she's. Well, he's not going to go anywhere near it with all this stuff on the floor. He has been.
Oh, feel free to clear out some space.
Well, this has been. We've been supposed to be picking this up for a while now. That actually goes over there. That's my little baby footstool for when my leg is bugging me. And these need to be washed.
Okay, I'm gonna put 1 or 2 in an obvious spot, so you know there's goodies in here.
Well, come on, we're waiting.
Okay.
The internet
Are
is
you
waiting.
ready? Are you ready? You want your treat? Okay. Okay, I got a knot.
Fold it up on itself. There you go.
Okay, ready? Okay, there you go. Apparently, that's one of the #1 things for exercising their brain. He might go at this for quite a while.
Oh my God, he just had one and lost it.
I put a couple in obvious
Oh
spots.
no, he nosed it aside and then was so busy looking for it that he missed it.
I hit a lot of them really good because he's good at this. Oh, but look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh
He's
my
gonna
God.
toss it around, but it's soft. So I thought I could tuck him way deep in the folds.
Okay.
Look how teeny tiny these are.
Can you guys even see that? I think the footstool
Can you
might
guys
be.
see it?
I don't know that they're seeing much. I think the footstool's in the way. All they're seeing is is top of his little head.
Okay, hey, hold on. I'm gonna give it right back. I'm gonna give it right back.
Just a minute. No, let him have
I
it.
can bring it over here by your.
Honey, I can take this right off.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, we have to see this. We have to. You guys have to come with me. We have to watch my dog being crazy. There's Bruno. How you doing, buddy? He doesn't even know I'm here.
You don't exist anymore.
No, I do not exist.
I'm gonna check the chat.
Well, they're probably going, I'm here for the sewing. Get away from that stupid dog. Yeah, you're a cutie pie. There. There. We got to see Bruno going crazy. He's going to be and now that it's got a food smell on it, he will be at it for hours. The rest of Bruno's day has been sorted out now. Anyway, that was our intermission.
Do you know what some people do? They take up just a few treats, put them in a Ziploc bag, and they pound it, turn it basically to powder, and just sprinkle the powder all through.
What?
They take a treat, they basically powder it, and they dust the powder into all the nooks and crannies, so it's even more.
I wouldn't do that for him. No, he sniffs everything like this, like nose on a window pane. He's crazy. He just loves. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm getting all this done. I'm gonna be doing. Okay. This is just gonna be zigzagging it. So this one's gonna be done. But the other ones are gonna be the regular quilt as you go style. Because the ugly quilt zigzagging, this one's zigzagging. The next 2, probably 3, are going to be the connect as you go quilt as you go. I just like it when it's easy. I really do. I need it to be easy. I get in a hurry because here's the thing: you got to work within your own. You got to work within what you know about yourself. Hoping my brain can retain. Well, I try to come on about once a week, and I'm happy to answer the same question over and over again because I don't care. I do this for fun. I do this for fun. Better than I'm actually a very social person with a semi, what is it? Non-social, semi-non-social? I don't know. I don't need to do that. Okay. So with that as with it's like, well, you know what? This is a way for me to take a solitary hobby and still find a way to be social with it. So yeah, I've been I would have been on more. I would have been on a lot more lately, but the universe just loves me. Now, every now and again, I get a little bit whiny. I have issues with chronic insomnia, which isn't a big deal. It really isn't. I do not have a day job. I'm retired, so this works out really well for me. If I sleep till noon, I don't really care. But if I have insomnia and I sleep till noon, even a 3 o'clock live stream can be difficult to. There's not a lot of prep, but you want to make sure that I've had my lunch, that the dogs have been walked, that I've taken care of any chores I want to take care of, yada yada yada. Just little odds and ends of daily life. So, and ever since we lost Shayla, he hasn't been a mess. He's actually been doing amazingly well. It's kind of hard to describe. You can tell he misses Shayla. Every now and again, he seems to go looking for her, but now that there's two of us and one of him, he is living his best life. He's got the physical issues, but now that there's two of us and one of him, it's less of an issue. So, yeah. But no, I found out recently that Lisa and her friends call my sneezing sneezers because it sounds like my lungs are about to explode.
Jenny started that.
Oh, Jenny started that. You're the one that started with sneezers. With sneeze. I shouldn't be. I should not be a little bit surprised that Jenny would start that. But yeah, threw my back out from sneezing. That's always fun. Yeah, we're sorry too. But she was in a lot of pain. That's about the only way that we can really describe it. I mean, otherwise it's just like, oh, here, let's go down misery lane. But it was definitely time. She had arthritis in her back. So she was on medication, stopped working. I guess that's the whole story in a nutshell. She was on medication for arthritis. She had arthritis in her back. She was on medication. It stopped working, and it stopped working somewhat abruptly. And the new medication, it didn't help. So yeah, we couldn't let her live like that. But the funny thing is that Bruno's quality of life it's kind of hard to describe. Like he gets tremors, like he'll be like this all of a sudden, right? Or he'll like be walking and suddenly he's like staggering across the room. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but it's a big deal. It's not a big deal because he's little and there's somebody with him 24 hours a day. I'm not sure how we would feel about leaving him alone for 8 hours a day, knowing that he has this kind of a condition. It seems to be just age. So, but yeah, so we got him a little buggy because I got a fucked up leg. So we can only take him as far as I can carry him back. And when my leg is acting up, 10 pounds is a lot for me to be carrying. So it's like, so now we can take, it's been a weird adjustment. And we're still absolutely stunned at how many actual positives we were able to find. I mean, obviously you're never going to sit there and go, well, we wish we'd done this sooner, because that's just not okay. But definitely there's some, it's like, wow, if, it's sad that we had to make the decision, but at least some good did come of it. So there's that. I don't know what I'm doing over here. I'm distracted. That's what I'm doing over here.
Oh my God, you got to see him with this one.
You got him the ball already? Oh my God.
And I think he's expecting to be able to roll it to get him out. And
yep.
And I pushed him really deep in so he can smell the treat in there. But he hasn't been able to make it just fall out by rolling it.
He'll wait.
Literally figure it out.
He'll figure it out. Okay, I probably have to get going in a couple minutes.
I'm being distracted.
No, you're fine. I wanted to get a few of these done just to get them going, just to incentivize myself to keep going. Now, see, this is doing it again. There we go. One nice thing I like about this stuff is that I don't feel bad about having to give it a little tug to get it into place. Anyway, I think I should pay attention. Oh my God. Yeah, the wife. Okay, you know, the wife is home doing cute things with the dog. You know, I'm not going to be able to pay attention. That's a full inch. That's 1.25 inches. That's 1.25 inches. Ooh. That's about right. Let's get that done. I want to get that one cut. I always feel like I always feel like I've fucked it up in some wonderful special way. But that's what, yeah. But if I screw one of these up really bad, it'll look really good in the ugly quilt. And that's even okay. Let's say I screw this up really bad, right? Then I can also, okay, I screwed this up really bad. We're going to pretend that I screwed this up really bad, right? So then I can take this and I can go like that at an angle. Cut it like that, put it in the ugly quilt, take that, sew it to something else. I should experiment with triangle pieces. I really should. That would be fun. If I experiment with triangle pieces, I will turn that ugly quilt into such a complicated mess. I really will. Something else I'm thinking about is, do I need to trim? Do I, like, if I don't trim this, then I'm going to go like that and have a really wide, you guys can't really see the dimensions here. I'll have a really wide lip here. And I'm not sure that I care, but maybe I should. Yeah, I'll do it properly. Anyway, I'm gonna, ooh, what was that? Ooh, I didn't have that on tight enough. Ooh. Don't worry, everything else was tight enough, just that the tablet might have come flying off. Okay. I am going to go actually spend time with the wife. I know I just cut this. Where's the other one? There it is. I forgot to take the pin out. I'm really bad about pins. I can't function if I think I've left a pin behind, because last thing I want is for Mr. drags his face on everything to find a pin, because he thinks he does. He'll get back and he'll think that if he thinks food has been spilled, he'll be dragging his face all over everything, trying to sniff for it. So we have to pick up all pins immediately. We have to make sure we're not leaving them behind in anything. She's over there having a good time. I'm going to go join my wife for her good time. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm going to leave this one, pick it up after dinner, maybe try and get some more of these done. Maybe if I can get off my ass, and actually get some stuff done this week, I could be zigzagging these together the next time you guys see me and getting that done. But yeah, I think I'm going to go. Oh, thank you. I don't come live to a regular schedule, but when I come live, it's during the week. It's usually during the week and usually around 3:00. That's about the closest I can come to a schedule, but sometimes I'll be in twice a week. Sometimes I won't be in at all. Because I'm just, yeah, I am not that organized. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks, Jenny, Linda. See you guys later. Have a great, I guess, weekend. I won't be back till Monday at the earliest. But anyway, you guys have a good time. I will see you all later. Bye.